I'm almost ready. Just give me a couple of minutes, hopefully. Hello, I'm here. I'm alive. Hi. Hi, Sparky. Hi, Michael. Hi, Shuffle. How you all doing? Bam, 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 bam. I'm Cupcake Conjurer. In name and profession. First name Cupcake, second name Conjurer. And guess what I do? I do freehanding. I mean, I conjure cupcakes. How you all doing? You're considering making more Horus Heresy miniatures in your World Eaters in pre-Heresy colours? Oh, like normal scale tactical miniatures? Yeah, that makes sense. I got a bunch of Horus Heresy miniatures I use as tactical marines in 40k. Honestly, the pre-Heresy World Eaters is one of a few colour schemes I like more than the post-Heresy colour scheme. Yeah, the post-Heresy, I don't mind the post-Heresy colour scheme. I don't mind the pre-Heresy one. The post-Heresy one is definitely easier to paint, ignoring all the trim everywhere. I'm not evil. Hi, Cupcake. I hope you have a do. Hi, Douglas. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Yeah. And I hope. What do you say? Do.
I hope everyone is having the bestest Tuesday.
Yeah, wait. I know what you think is a best Tuesday. What's the best day? I've seen that short, Cuptle. I know what you think is a good day. On your size of Mark 6 body legs. Yeah. Oh. There we go. Okay, I got bits everywhere all over the place. But we're building Nurgle soul grinders today. I don't know if we'll have time to do any sculpting today, but tomorrow we should definitely be doing some. I heard there would be soul grinders, so it's got to be soul grinders, and we're turning them into plague hooks, which is just Nurgle soul grinders. Except for, if you don't know, look up like Nurgle plague hook soul grinder model or whatever, Forge World. And there's an old Forge World model that they used to sell. And it's basically, if you've ever played Total War Warhammer, and you've had one of the Nurgle plague hooks. I don't know if they were in 2. They're probably not in 1. They might have been in 2, but they're definitely in 3. Yeah, for Nurgle soul grinders are literally just based on the Forge World model. It's a really nice model, to be fair. And I wanted it, but they don't sell it anymore. And I didn't want to buy, like, you can buy a soul grinder for 50 quid. You can buy a hell of a lot of modelling putty for like a tenner. And, you know, the ones online go for at least 80 quid. At least 80 quid. And they're already like painted or made or whatever. And they're likely going to be recast. And you can buy recast, but they're all from Russia, so I'm not buying them. Oh god. There we go. What we're doing. We need a soul grinder. There we go. Oh yeah, there's been some announcements. Have you seen the cool thing that they did? That they announced? Like the rumour engine. The best rumour engine so far. Yeah, who cares about all this stuff? Best rumour engine ever. A rock. Remember to keep your rock on a leash so that it doesn't run away from you. You know, this is what happens, you know, for all those pet rocks that kids have and they throw them away. If you flush your pet rock down the top, it just becomes this. It just becomes a big old thing that needs to be chained up and tied up. That's not just a rock. It's a boulder. Wait, has anyone put Dwayne The Rock Johnson's face on this? Oh my gosh, he's coming to 40k. It's got to be like a 500 quid miniature to pay for it. Oh yeah, I can't remember. Did we show them many of a month last time? Again, you buy 10 paints, you get the most expensive one free. New collectible coin. It's kind of okay, I guess. These guys are super cool. Master for Mortal Realms. Whatever. And also stuff over here. How to do transfers. Yeah. Transfers are difficult. Oh, it's a Space Marine 2 huge update is here. Multi-melter stuff, salamandery stuff, I guess. And ooh. What's all of this? Raptors? Oh, there's raptors! Love raptors. Oh, so there's a new PvE, or PvP, sorry, game mode or something like that. Scarab Occult Sorceress. Yeah, fun stuff. The next World Eaters will be a Mark III body, legs, helmet, and power pack, and some other bits from different kits. Nice. Here we go. Here's the boxes. You can tell it's Warhammer because it's got a made in the UK stamp on it. I don't know what else will tell you it's Warhammer. I mean, maybe for the fact it says Games Workshop there. I don't know about anything else. You know, that Warhammer.com, it could be the disease. I don't know. You know. Oh, wait. I know what to, you got the little app there. The Facebook page. That told you it's Warhammer. I saw clips of people getting miniatures fully built. Oh. Yeah, what we're going to be doing today is building 2 soul grinders. And we're going to build most of it. And we're going to do what conversions I think I can get away with. I'm thinking about maybe using the Nurgle Demon Prince head on first, but one, it looks a bit weird. Two, I've already used it on a Hellbrute, so yeah, I can't do that. But I think we could make ourselves a face. Like, if you look at the model in the thumbnail, I think that's definitely very... We can make that. We, us, you included, can do this. So what we do is we whack it on the sides, and that pushes it up. And then we get fish. And look, instructions in black and white. You want to know how old these instructions are? Warhammer logo. Look, Warhammer Fantasy logo. Warhammer Fantasy, my beloved. My beloved. Can you use soul grinders in Age of Sigmar? Yeah, there's a bunch of bits in here. It doesn't actually tell you what to do with them. Like, I'm pretty sure this is made from the old Defiler kit. Like, I'm pretty sure this bit and this bit are just Defiler parts. And then it doesn't have the normal top spoon, so it just has this spoon. So yeah, because you can actually build... I was reading the instructions. So these are the legs. Look at all the gaps in this sprue, it's insane. Look at the date it is, 2002. 2002, that's insane. Does it have a date on this sprue as well? No, it doesn't actually have a date on this sprue. Interestingly. Skeleton faces. I've been beginning to think that I should put the wings of my loyalist World Eater's chaplain in Terminator armor. What about these two bits in the box? Oh, they just fell off the spool. Actually, I don't know about this one. This is a bit weird. Because this is the shoulder. And it's right here. That's the actual shoulder for the model. And... you know, it's the same bit. If you see, look, it broke off from here. What I'm imagining is that someone currently has a soul grinder that doesn't have one of these bits in it. Like maybe it fell off in the production line and someone put it in this box thinking it came from this box. And, you know, it came from a different one. This bit comes from right here. It just fell off. So, yeah. What I think it is this bit, where this bit would normally go, this bit instead goes, potentially. Is what I think. Yeah, but anyway, it's a very fun looking sprue, and I've got two of them. It seems very, very easy to make, if I'm entirely honest with you. So yeah, how is it going? How is it going? It's going. It's going. It's going. It's gone. No, you missed out. I'm joking. So what we're gonna do? We're not gonna build it with a sword. We're gonna build it with a claw. Although, I'm gonna try doing some conversions. Like I want to give it like a cannon arm. So if that's a giant base it goes on. It never used to go on a base. And then they decided to give it a giant pizza base. If you're wondering why soul grinders are only 180 points and why they're so much better, why defilers are so much more expensive despite being same base, same very similar stats. The main difference is that the soul grinder has like a 8-inch move. And the Defiler has a much better move, which just means that this model can... It's very hard to get this model around a map because there's a very good chance that it's good if the base is just going to be caught on something, meaning you can't actually put it there, meaning you won't be able to move, or you'll be able to move not very far. Defiler, though, it can move much easier. Defiler can also get assault and charge and advance easier than a soul grinder can, as far as I'm aware. So, yeah. Also, it's got way more firepower than a soul grinder does. I wonder if they are going to refresh the demon range at any point, because it really does need refreshing. And I hope, what I want them to do, I want them to stop having each of the systems being too separate from one another. I want them to release more Horus Heresy models that can be used in 40k and vice versa. I want them to release Chaos Demons. Like, re-release Chaos Demons as a full refresh, and give Age of Sigmar Chaos Demons, give Warhammer for Old World Chaos Demons, give Horus Heresy Chaos Demons, and give just give all of the systems access to Chaos Demons. Heck, allow you to use Chaos Demons in Necromunda and Kill Team and everything else. It'll be so fun. Like, imagine if they did that range refresh just as a massive thing of, hey, every single system gets something here. Except Lord of the Rings, obviously. Every other system gets something. Gets a Horus Heresy Mark III Jump Pack Tactical Squad because I want to chain axe in it for a kit bashing idea. Or I want those as well. I'm thinking about getting a box for my Raptors. There's been a fear that rumour that Age of Sigmar is coming to an end. They're going to do an End Times redo with a sweeping refresh to all Chaos Demons. That would be fun. I've heard from the rumour that they're not actually they're not actually ending Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar does sell well. And I mean, they just put out new models for it. I don't think they're going to end it. What I've heard is that they're not getting an ending. It's instead getting, do you know where Wolf 40k had its end time, so the galaxy got split in half? I've heard that's what's happening to Age of Sigmar, where there's got to be a massive lore shift where the, you know, big things happen in it. But yeah, it'll be great if we do get a proper, like, you should be able to use, I think you can use demons in Horus Heresy, they just don't sell them in that online shop as part of a Horus Heresy. But it would be fun to get like a box of demons and it's just got Age of Sigmar, Horus Heresy, 40k and Old World on the box. That would just be the most fun thing ever. I would be willing to buy even more demons if that happened. Well, we need to build this. So these are its front legs, apparently. One of the things we can do. So its left arm. This is actually the shoulder for its right arm. No, it's left arm, left arm, left arm. And this is for its left arm, and which is part of that. So these bits are its left arm, that's its head. Right arm, sorry. But it's right arm, that's just the shoulder for it. And then what you do is this sprue has these bits in it. So these are for power claws and for defiler for front claws. So what you do is you just take one of the claw parts and you attach a shoulder to it, and then you just attach it to the arm. Which is kind of boring. So I'm thinking about maybe making the front legs for giant claws and making its arm. You're just finding something else to do for its arm. I think that could be fun. I mean, my Horus Heresy miniatures are not painted. I can show you some of my Horus Heresy miniatures. I don't think there's much improvement or anything you can do with it. Huh. I'm here. If you're wondering why my mouth is muffled, it's because I was eating my model. So here you go. Here's my Horacy Harris. Horacy for Harris models. Era models. So this uses Devastator Plasma Cannon on a Mark 6 legs, I believe. It's a Mark 6 body. Intercessor head. Devastator backpack. Plasma cannon. I stole my arms from an intercessor for this guy to give him a heavy bolt rifle. Black Templar shoulder pad. Black Templar shoulder pad here as well. But you can see, other than the head, it's pretty normal. I use these guys as Centurions. Devastators. With the last cannons. And look, he's reading a book. He's reading a book. And he's got the rocket launchers from the Desolator Marines on his back. This is blue tacked on, very poorly. Contemptor Dreadnought with just some random Black Templar bits attached to it and Purity Seals. This is, I think I use him as a Judiciar. This dude. He's got one of from the head upgrades through heads. Other than that, I think he's just pretty normal. Yeah, I think he's just pretty normal after that. The only real conversion is just the head. Because I really liked the model. There wasn't much that needed changing. And it's hard to convert that model anyway. And then this guy is tearing apart a spare Terminator body I had for fun. And I use him as a Dreadnought, surprisingly. This has got lots of random bits, and I think that's from the, not Stern Guard, Sword Breathing head. That's a rosary from just a random 3D printed things. So yeah. These are my Horus Heresy miniatures. If you wonder what this stuff is, it's just blue tack, because I'm unsure if I want to actually put him on this base. I just put him on a Dreadnought base so I can use him as a Dreadnought. And he's about the correct size for a Dreadnought. So he's meant to be a Dreadnought with a underslung flamethrower or stormbolter and a assault cannon. And let me put them to one side now. So yeah, those are my Horus Heresy things. Horacy Harris. Oh. Okay. We got this model. So the first things first for building this soul grinder is actually... Okay. Let me get these guys out of the way. I need to go into my bits box this. Oh yeah, I forgot I did that, didn't I? Be careful. Move them out of the way. I want to go into a bits box, see if I can find any fun stuff. Okay, that's not a bits box. Oh no, this is a big old bits box. Okay, do we have like a cannon we can give him? For one of his arms. Oh, we could give him a rocket launch. Oh, give him a giant flamethrower. We could give him this cannon actually. That could be fun. Cut these bits off. Attach it to the end of the arm. Like here, green stuff all around there. Ooh. Or whatever this fingers. Oh, actually, no, this would be good, wouldn't it? Ooh, so we do have a few options for cannons to give them. And do we have any options I could give them for that other arm? I don't think I do have many options I could give them for the other arm. Okay, I got a lot of wings. I could give them a wing arm. Gotta make them look fleshy. Oh, yeah, that's what the green stuff will be for. That's what the green stuff will do. Oh, yeah, we broke apart one of the cannons, didn't we, for our... what was it that we broke into? That's the wrong type of arm, I guess. Actually, I mean, nah. Oh, the Dakarig. Yeah, we used it for a Dakarig conversion. I got Tyrannid arms I could give it. Or legs, even. Oh, I could give it a bunch of tendrils coming from one of its arms. Oh, that could be really fun. Do something like this. Oh, it would make it really, really big. No, I don't want to do something that would make it take up an insane amount of room.
How's my favourite girl doing?
I have very limited room for it. I want to fit both of these with my Defiler on a single tray in my Jacochi miniature box. I could use a little seat shield. I know it's Nurgle. Hi Nate, depending how you're doing. Today I do Cataphractii Terminators. You guy will see my loyalist Red Butchers. I love Cataphractii Terminators. I've not used any of the new ones. I did have 10 of the old ones. I got a Space Marine Power Pack deal for the... What's it called? Demon Prince. We could put that on his back. This guy was once a Space Marine and now got turned. Oh, we could give it a Bloodthirster head. Nah. Now that arm feels a bit too small for it. Although the entire buggy design of this hand could work really well for Nurgle. Ooh, yeah, this can definitely be put into a... I sent a thing, you sent a thing. I'm checking Warhammer. I don't know if this helps Cupcom, but this is what happens when Nurgle gets hold of a spaceship. Yeah, we've seen those spaceships. They look really cool. I'll show you. I'll show everyone. Look at that. It's a Nurgle spaceship. There's actually a very similar one in Gate of Bones, I think. Or is it Avenging Sun? Might be Avenging Sun, actually. Yeah, it might be Avenging Sun, but it's a corn ship instead. That's very similar to this. Chaos backpack. That's why I spent ages looking for a Chaos backpack the other day and couldn't find one. That's just a way of things, isn't it? Nah. Okay, I don't think these swords would be any good. Ooh, this kind of stuff could be good. I know it's Sentient stuff. If we cut that bauble off the back, and then we could, oh, we could put it on the back and make it look like drippy Nurgle wings. Oh! That could be fun, but nah. Nah, I don't like that idea. The old claw, nah, the warp claws are much nicer than that. This could actually just be good to, you know, mix into the model, actually. Yeah, that could be good. Tyrannid bits. Who knew that there'd be... Ooh. You know, Nurgle has that fly aesthetic. Having these sticking out of a model. Do you think this would look too tyrannidy sticking out of a model? You should... Multiple missile launchers. I don't know if I have multiple missile launchers. I used a lot of missile launchers on my... Ooh, actually, we could take these bits and put them onto the Nurgle model, cut off both ends, and just have it, you know, intestines. Do I see toxic tentacles in there? Yeah, I was thinking about making one of the arms. Do you know, tentacly? But the issue with that is it will make the model a lot bigger. And not only is that not very good for gameplay, but it just makes it hard to store it. So I'm not sure what to... We could just use bits of the tentacles, make it not too long, you know. I will put them into the maybe pile. Oh, these would be good for Nurgle bits. Oh, yeah. So Tyranid bits are great. Actually, we do have some missiles here. But they're very archy in design. Yeah, I used up most of my spare rocket launchers and missile bits when I was... Ooh. I don't know what this claw's from exact. I think it's another Tyranid thing. Could work for Demon Claw, but no. Oh, more Nurgly bits. Ooh, big old hand. Ah, it's only for right hand though. I guess I could try having it fused onto a weapon, but nah. Hi, Talan! We can put the other tentacles in them. We're just looking for potentially good parts here. We could have these things, you know, coming from one of the faces or something. No, that would definitely be too tyrannidy. Nah, too tyrannidy there. Are we lost in endless? But no, this isn't the endless box of bits. This is just a box of lots of bits. Oh yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, when I was making my killer cans and stuff, I wanted a lot of rocket launchers, so I used most of them there. That I had spare. Most of the ones I've gained since then are like, you know, they're very clearly archy or something like that. Or, you know, very clearly Tau, not. They're not going to be very good on the Chaos model. Oh, this is a finite box of bits. Yeah, it's a finite box of bits. Power Claw. We're just looking for... Ooh, Demon Sword. It's smaller than the Demon Sword of our Soul Grinder, though. So no. Also, I want my Soul Grinders to be armed with Warp Claws. Ooh, big axe head, though. Nah, it's very clearly corn. Very clearly... Actually, no, yeah, very clearly corn there. Ooh, wait. I got another one of the bug arms. Ooh, that could work. I do like the bug hands. Got yellow paint in this. Did you ever get sewn? I've not got sewn folks yet. I do want to get some. It's just trying to find, you know, a good time to get some. Oh, it's green stuff that's stuck in here. But it's actually yellow stuff. So it's not quite dry. That'll be fine. Too tyrannidy, too corny. Too corny. Ooh, what could this be? Could this be used? We could cut those bits off. No, we could use some from something. Oh, these pulsating bits. We could be useful. Yeah, we've not made any... I've not had a chance to get them yet. When I say chance, it's... I'm trying to avoid buying anything for a little while when it comes to models now. I want to finish what we've got. Now, this stuff then is... Okay, I think this box is exhausted for initial good bit. There you go, darn. Gossifed and folk tendrils will probably look great for size for coming off the guns. Oh, true. True. I've also got other bits that are still on spools, some more like demon making and stuff that I've not had a chance to organise yet. Okay, last box of bits. This one is mostly Imperial and some Chaos bits. Oh, now this is the box of endless bits. Wonder shall live the monk style until reaching enlightenment. True. Although I am really, 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 really ultra tempted to buy a giant chocolate bar. Buy a giant chocolate bar. I was watching how it's made, and they showed chocolate coins, and they said, so we start by taking a 4.5 kilogram chocolate bar, and then I find out they come in 5 kilogram bars. I can get a 5 kilogram chocolate bar, and I'm trying to convince myself not to do it. Hi, Shuffle. Wait, I already said hi to you, sorry. Or you could just buy and let the power grow. I have a Battle Force and a Magnus under my desk. No, it's... I do have a pile growing. I'm trying not to buy because I've been a bit too irresponsible recently with the money spending, so I need to not buy anything else. Ooh, I do have the Hellbrute missile launcher. We could definitely use that, I guess. I'll put that in the maybe pile. Flamethrower. We need to, like, a redeem where we force her to take a bite out of a giant chocolate. I could put the chocolate bar on my phone. And then I'd add it as a redeem. There you go. That would be a redeem. Take a giant bite of a chocolate bar. Bigger. It's an industrial chocolate bar. 5 kilos. If you met an enormous bat monster, but it turned out to be a fruit bat rather than vampire bat, what fruit would you feed it? Lemons! And limes! I love lemons and limes. Everyone loves lemons and limes. Lemon and lime. Lemon and lime, lemon, lemon, lime, lime, lemon, lime, lemon, lemon, lime, lime. That's what my water is. It's lemon and lime. Lemon and lime. A big fruit bat deserves big fruit. Don't feed lemon and limes to animals, you horrible person. Actually, my cats do every so often. One of my cats gets very curious and she's like, what are you drinking? What are you drinking? And she sniffs at my water and she goes, oh no! And she's like, I've personally insulted her entire heritage. The way she recoils away from it. And that's just from sniffing it. And that's not even like getting super close to sniff, that's just sniffing near it. Like, what's wrong, kitty cat? It's just lemon, lime, lemon, lemon, lime, lime, lemon, lime. I do have some assault cannons here I could put onto it. My dog loves cucumbers. Be careful with cucumbers. Cucumbers contain cucumbertin, which is a toxin. Cucumbertin. I can't have cucumbers. Could give it a heavy flamer. Oh, I've got a fist cannon I could give it. That could work. got fists as an arm, I guess.
Hello, Cupcake.
Oh, no. Yeah, having some robotic components coming out would also be good. We want all the lemons and limes. Ooh, power fist. Hello, Rainbow Dash. Diesel's sleeping on my couch right now. Nice. Well, this power arm does seem a bit small for a Soul Grinder. Let's compare arm to arm. I mean, and it's a wrong arm because we've already got the arm here, so
Babe, wake up. A new poisonous food was added to Conjurer's lore.
New poisonous food. Look, it's easier to list what I can have. I can have right grains in moderation. Ooh, chainsword. We can give it a giant chainsword. Oh, I can give it a harpoon. Add it to the maybe pile. Assault cannon. Add it to the maybe pile. Yes, so, ooh, robotic bits. So I can have right grains in moderation. I can have right rice. I can have cheese, but not all types of cheese. Basically, it needs to be properly matured and stuff. The main reason, it doesn't have to be fully matured. It's just a process it goes through. Basically, it breaks down for lactose in some way. Like, there's still lactose there. It's just not dangerous for me because I don't have a lactose intolerance. But, like milk and certain creams and stuff, I can't have. It makes me ill. I can have most meats. I can't really have nuts. But I'm not like allergic to nuts. It's just that if there's enough nuts in something, it will make me ill. I got missiles here, which we could put onto it. That could be fun. Ooh, barrels. Barrels are always fun. I can have carrots. I can have potatoes without the skin. And I can have a bunch of herbs and spices as long as it's not in massive quantities. I can't really actually have much chocolate, it will make me ill. I can have milk chocolate though. You know what? Not milk chocolate. I can have white chocolate.
The list of foods Conjurer can have has been reduced down to water. That's it. Just ignore the asterisk next to it that says in moderation.
I can't have water by itself. I tried to... Ooh. Ooh. Big hand. Give him a hand. So I've been trying to drink unflavoured water recently. And every time I do, I get ill afterwards for some reason. I'm not sure why. And Googling's not been very helpful. Well, actually, there are various theories about why some people struggle with drinking just plain water. Especially things like tap water. So, honestly, I'm not sure. It could be the amount of stuff that they put in tap water to make it, you know, pure. and maybe you don't get that in your other drinks. It could just be simply my body just rejecting unflavoured water. Or just, I say unflavoured. It's no water's unflavoured. You know what I mean. I'm allergic to lipping. Well, I do have asthma, which means I'm allergic to the air. Oh gosh, I just picked up my hanky and underneath it, what's this thing? It's a demonette head, and it scared me so much because it was in the shadow and it just looked like fair. It's like, oh, spider! Because the other day I picked up my weights that were on my bed because I've been using them, and underneath them was a crushed fly. I was like, oh no, how did that happen? I can't get over certain medicines because when my heart... can't use certain medicines because when my heart rate goes over 200 beats. So with me, I can't actually have a lot of medication because it makes me ill. And just let me mute for a second. I need to put on my nose. Today has been okay. I'm very tempted to buy 5 kilograms. Buy 5 kilograms of chocolate. I'm definitely not doing enough of chocolate highs. You know. I mean, the Kit Kats didn't last very long, but you know. I did go to my what's it called? Beauty clinic thing. For the first time, it turns out in 3 years. It's one of those things I become ill, I can't go, and then I just need to get well enough to go again. Where my health is reliably well again. And then build up the confidence. Oh gosh. But yeah. So we've got stuff over here. Kit Kat ice. Do 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 do. We got a Kit Kat ice. Well, good on you. It was nice. It was okay. There we go. There we go. And smash! These two bits go together, and the legs, as you can imagine, go into these parts. So legs. But let's scrape off more of this glue that stayed on from the model. Just make sure our hand's not in the line of fire when we're doing this. There we go. Did you see the game Virus playing? Yeah, Dino Blade. I never knew Dino Blade was already out or whatever. Because I'd heard years ago when, you know, person was making dinosaur with weapons animations and people convinced them to turn it into a game. Like, oh, that thing exists now. Interesting. Well, but dinosaurs are no longer fun. No one likes dinosaurs. Like Exodites. Wait. Exodites are out now. Dinosaurs with saw. Dinosaurs with elves on the back. Dino Blade is out now. Dinosaurs with big old knives. I bet it will sell 1 trillion copies. I finally got my 50 cents. I did see it. To join your other 30. Oh my gosh, you got 80 circs. That's 4 squads of berserkers. How many Crusaders do I currently have? I think I have 120 Crusaders. And 20 of them are painted, and 20 of them still need to be finished painting. Yeah, not finished them yet. So let's get the leggy legs done. You were crying tears of joy when GW released 3 dinosaur riding nerds a week ago. I know, but dinosaurs are old news now. I'm already bored of them. Look, I have the attention span of... Ooh. Have you seen this thing? It broke off! It broke off! Yeah! What are we talking about again? I forgot. Nah, don't care about it anymore. I have the attention span of an abused penguin. You forgot for your old news if you don't talk about it for like 30 minutes. It's true. It's true. My parents went away on holiday and then they came back from holiday and I was like, oh my gosh, strangers, get out my house. And they're like, but we're your parents. It's like, oh. It's like, we're not even gone on holiday yet. We left, but we forgot our passports. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. There we go. And how do these two pieces go together? I think like this, definitely. Hot take, we need more shooting orientated Space Marine heroes. Not entirely centered like how, but there should be an option. We do have a few of them actually.
Capcom with the attention span of an ADHD-ridden goldfish.
Yay! I have attention span of, ooh look, Mark 1A series. So what were you talking about? 100. It's a shame that they're not just a tad cheaper because 120 Circus on 1980 points. The Circus have been going down in points. If they keep it up, eventually you'll be able to just make a 2,000 point army if that's just 120 Berserkers. Okay, those 2 bits don't go together. If these two bits go together. Yeah, there's no numbers on this, by the way. You just have to guess which 2 bits go with each other. Oh, look at the instructions, but, you know, instructions. Actually, wait, there are numbers. 4 and 3. So these bits definitely go together. Definitely go together. I actually imagine it's 4 and 4 go together. Oh no, it's not. Because the other part of 3, the 3s must be identical. So yeah, the 3 goes with the 4, the 1 goes with the 2. What's this one? No, the 1 goes with the 1. 2 goes for 2. 3 goes with a 4. Yeah, whatever, it worked. No. I think every army needs 0 cost lord. That sucks, but it's free. Honestly, it would be fun to have, like, you know, upgrade a sergeant into a lord. What I think they need to do, what I really want them to do, is create agent. Do you know where we've got Imperial agents right now? Give us an Imperial agent character that is just a Space Marine, like a standard Space Marine. It's got 2, maybe he's got 3 wounds instead of 2. So maybe he's a Space Marine veteran. Oh yeah, Space Marine veteran. 3 wounds, toughness 4, strength 4, hits on 2s, wounds on 2s. Or maybe he only hits on 3s. He can have a power weapon, he can have a bolt gun. Like a Stern Guard bolt gun. But he's just meant to represent, like, hey, we've sent a single Space Marine to reinforce you. But, like, any unit... Oh, he could give orders, like, something. Like, he'd have a special ability where he can order a unit. Oh, that would be fun, and, like, have something similar with just a single custody as, like, a character you can add to an army. And we can kind of do that as with a Watchmaster, but, like, where they have maybe lone operative, and you can attach them to units as well. But like any battle line unit or something. Or maybe even any character unit. By the way, they decide not to be glued in these legs. It'll probably be best if I try building them so that they're not going to be wide. The least space I can have it taken up is not only going to be good for putting it on the base. I don't want to glue it to the base. I want to magnetize it to the base. So actually, having it like this might not be a terrible idea. Where I put a big magnet underneath this. Nothing here. Actually, no, it's not really flat underneath here. Okay, how long do you think 3 squads of Helldivers can survive in 40k with a Raven Guard? With a Raven Guard? I don't know, look up Elysian drop troops. Helldivers are very similar to Elysian drop troops. Or look up Kassakin. Kassakin are Space Marine killers. In the Fall of Cadia book, a single Kassakin takes out like a couple dozen Space Marines over the course of battles. With between his hotshot volley gun and his melter gun. Even TIE Strike can have taken a swipe at Abaddon and just not go well. But yeah, Kassakin are really cool. Elysian drop troops are basically the elitist guardsmen you will find that I've never seen battle before. Outside of things like Tempestus Scions and stuff like that. If you actually did want to play Elysian drop troops right now, literally just buy the Aquilians and just don't give them the Tempestus Scion heads. And just paint them as Kassakin drop troops, not Kassakin drop troops. Paint them as Elysian drop troops and bing bam boom, you got them right there. I give them 40 minutes, gotta spend for super destroys, have to skedaddle, and the divers are doomed then. But it depends where they're dropping, like, most guardsmen... I put it this way. Every single time I've heard the average guardsman lifespan is 15 minutes on the battlefield. It's almost always followed up, but we're well past our 15 minutes. Like, you know, you've had these guardsmen that have been guardsmen for multiple weeks, if not years. Most guardsmen will survive most battles that they're thrown into. It's only the worst of the battles, like, do you know, oh my gosh, there's an entire High Fleet tendril here, and we're throwing you in knowing that you're probably not going to survive, knowing that we'll probably lose a battle, but we just need time. That's what we need. And that's most often when you see lots of people. If they've been dropped into that sort of battle, then they're probably not going to last very long, especially since they're being dropped in. They're probably being dropped into the worst area. Yeah, do you want to said before that these two bits were fit together perfectly? Oh, that's why it doesn't want to go together. These bits here. There we go. Still doesn't want to go together with this one either. There's so many diver seals second mark, but it skews the average. True. But also, I don't think that's true. It's like, if you, the thing is most battles you're going to fight as a guardsman are just going to be like any war. There's so many different wars and so many battlefields out there that most of them are going to be fine. Like, you're going to be fighting, what, a few heretics on a planet. Maybe you'll be fighting against a small uprising somewhere. You know, easy stuff effectively. A book where the average lifespan of a fresh guardsman is 17 minutes is specifically referring to that one conflict. What the Krieg would call a light skirmish, but oh well. I mean, it's referred to specifically in a number of other books I've recently read. But it's always brought up by how they're like well past that time period. And I think it's just used by... In the law, it's just one of those things. Like, if you've ever been in the military before, you'll have to, the military instructors, they call you worthless and stuff like that. They talk about your survival of the battlefield chances. But the only way of improving your chances is to listen to what they say. Learn how to do stuff, and it won't be you. So I think really it's kind of like a form of imperial propaganda in a way. Guardsman propaganda. So once you're past your 15 minutes, you feel kind of immortal. Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, well, there's a lot of ways to look at it. It could very much be true. That's the average, grim, dark, all of that stuff. But one of the things that Games Workshop has, like the writers and staff have repeatedly mentioned, like in their interviews and stuff, is their desire to... It's about the superstition, effectively. In Old World, they're less superstitious. So you get less and less rumours being around, a lot more stated fact. A lot less other silliness going on. Because they're still fresh from the basically Renaissance. Whereas the old fantasy setting was well into the basically Dark Ages. I say the fresh from the Renaissance. They're actually going into a new Renaissance at this point. It's just before a new Renaissance. But they're still at basically the height of like science and stuff in here. So you get less things like flagellants. Well, you still get flagellants, but you get less of them. And you get less rumours like there's only 13 steam tanks in the world. And the fact that you keep having steam tanks showing up in every other battlefield. It's like there were never only 13 steam tanks, apparently. But that's the thing with 40k. It's a very, very suspicious people. Everything is rumours. The grim darkness of 40k isn't just, it's a grim dark setting. It's the people themselves are grim dark. So they spread these rumours that you won't last 15 minutes. They spread these rumours that there's only so many space marines. They spread these rumours of how far chaos is and stuff like that. Everyone's scared of knowledge and stuff like that. But then obviously in the current era, we've got Gulliman, who's trying to stop things like that being so important. This pleases Sinch greatly. So yeah. I don't know how... Like, it's something that's constantly referenced in the lore. It's not just from that one battle anymore. Like, Steel Tread is the one off the top of my head where they mentioned for 15 minutes. I think Fall of Cadia also mentions it. I mean, I think really it's just an over-exaggeration. Most guardsmen are not going to survive more than a few years in the guard. And if they do, there's a good chance for retiring very early on. Because we have seen multiple guardsmen retire before, or have the option to retire. in the Last Chances we see it. In the Kane books we see it. Gaunt's Ghost, I think it's even mentioned before. I think there's even mentioned that they would have retired if they still had a world. Well, the fact is like you might not survive your first battle. There's a good chance you won't. Like, even if you survive your first battle, you might not survive the second, and then the third, and then the fourth. I mean, once you start surviving, the more battles you survive, the more likely you are to survive the next battle, I feel like. Oh, the book is called 15 Hours, much better life expectancy. Yeah. But it's, and then you have, like, Cadia Stands is another book, and it's got, oh, what's the name? Minoka from Dragon Ball Z, the strongest guy in the universe. No, something Linsk or something like that. Minska Linsk. I can't remember. But either way, she was a conscript, and she is in a city fighting and against some Night Lords, actually, or at least one Night Lord. She never actually sees him though, which is hilarious. She doesn't even know she's fighting a Night Lord. That's how bad it is. Only 2 guardsmen survive that entire battle. But the battle is over. Multiple days, if not weeks. And it's like each time we see it, we see like another percentage of them dead. So they start with a lot of people, and it's just bit by bit, they all just get wiped out. First in big droves, and then bits and pieces. Yeah, you could ask her to get that for you. I mean, you could point it to the Warhammer store, maybe. Beautiful. 1 Master of Executions, 80 Berserkers, 60 Bloodletters, and 5 Flesh Hounds is 1995 points. Ooh, what's my army? Mine's got 30 Berserkers, 20 Bloodletters, 6 Blood Crushers, 2 Juggernauts, 5 Flesh Hounds, 20 Gormungers, 20... Actually, I can show you while I'm here. Mine's 2,000-ish points. 11th edition. I'm not sure if this is the list I want to make, because I don't have all of it already. 1990 points. 1 Bloodfester, 2 Juggernauts, 1 Executions, 20 Bloodletters, 30 Berserkers, 3 Exalted 8-bounds, 2 squads of Gormunskers, 2 squads of Jackals, 6 Blood Crushers, 5 Flesh Hounds. I'm not sure I want the Exalted 8-bound, but I'm not sure what I want to do with the army. I don't want more Berserkers. I was thinking maybe before it would be something like delete him, have 2 of them, and 2 of them maybe. But I'd have to maybe get rid of the Bloodforged armor. Well, then I've got like my only anti-tank then is just for Bloodthirster, and maybe the Juggernauts, I guess. Are they good against tanks? They can do mortal wounds against them. Yeah. I'm unsure. I really like Gormungers though, and you know, cultists. This is definitely not good right now because everyone is making lists to counter orcs, but pushing 146. Well, if they're making lists to counter orcs, it might not necessarily be good at killing space marines. Also, you can deep strike your bloodletters into the enemy to cause extra damage and carnage. Yeah, I'm really not sure what I want to do with this army. I'm thinking maybe get the exalted £8 just for the anti-vehicle thing. Or Chaos Terminators. That was the other idea I had. But then I can't have my jackals then. Wait, why do I still have 15 points missing? Too much? Oh yeah, I can't have them. And then I'll just give my Master of Executions. Only 60 points. I could go give my Master of Executions the Blade of Endless Bloodshed. And this guy is armor. Oh wait, not Blade of Endless Bloodshed. It's the Arc Slot. I gotta go with Terminators. Terminators are fun. They got Power Fists and Chain Fists. They get for +1. Like they get their cool re-rolling charges. They got 2+ armor saves and toughness 5. And the exalted £8, but not actually that tough, surprisingly. They've only got a 3+ armor save, a 5+ invulnerable compared to 2+, 4+ of Terminators. They do have a 10-inch move, which is nice. And they can't deep strike. Oh no, they can deep strike, never mind. But Chaos Terminators for Khan has 7-inch move. And how tough are exalted £8 actually? Toughness 6. Only 3 wounds. That's as many wounds as a Terminator, but you get 5 Terminators compared to 3 £8. Blood Cutters are interesting. I've had them kill entire Terminator units of 15 mortals and do nothing on the charge. Wait, 15 mortals from them? It's D3 mortal wounds. They can actually get up to 21 mortal wounds from the unit, I guess. Ooh, that's cool. I wish the bladed horn was good. Or better. Like the bladed horn of the Lord Juggernaut. I want them to give us. But the chaos feels so unfinished at the moment for the monogods. Like, they need to give us blooming Khorn Juggernauts, Berserkers on Juggernauts. They need to give us Chosen Berserkers. They need to give us a Cultist Lord. Actually, they need a Cultist Lord for everybody. I guess they do have 2 of them actually for normal Space Marines. Yeah, the actual attacks are very disappointing. They're not too bad. They're not amazing. They went up in points recently though. But considering how much other stuff went down in points, I guess it's fair. Wait, how does this fit on? Oh, like that. I don't think it goes that way. I think it goes the other way. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. They need to give us more. I guess that's fine. Another one of these. If I went down 40 points from last edition, then got 30 points more expensive, so they're still cheap in terms of... Ooh. I wasn't really paying that much attention to them. I still find it hilarious how they said, but fast-moving melee units are going to go up in points. No, they didn't. They went down in points. Demonettes were 100 points, now they're 90. Actually, wait, does this go? No, it doesn't go further down. I guess this is just how it goes on. Oh my bad. For 190 for 6 of first 2 units, we're still 30 points cheaper than last edition. Oh. Either way, they're still cool models. I like them. I just wish we had Berserkers on Juggernauts as well. And there's just so many things that we need. Oh, chaos in general. Like, do we yet have generic Thousand Sun squad on because we don't have a sorcery unit for Thousand Suns that's on the Discs of Siege, which would be cool if we had that. Oh, that would be fair equivalent for chosen unit, I guess. I don't want the legs to be too much in the way. I saw World Eater's list just play 3 units of 6 Exalted plus Slaughterbound. Seemed really cool. I don't really have the models for it. Yeah, I don't have any of the. The Slaughterbound feels like it's necessary to use if you're doing Exalted. If you're doing 8-bound though. Because they're so fragile. I mean, they're such a big, tough looking unit, but they're so incredibly fragile. Okay, I'm thinking that could be good. It'd be like this. So it's taking up as little space as possible. And I don't... Actually, I do. I could use this arm for its other chainsword. Or its other arm. Sorry, not other chainsword. So that can give me... I can make the big old claws next. Oh wait, I've got the engine to put on the back, I guess. Easy to add. Would be Plague Means carrying entropy cannons as elite shooting, Berserkers and Juggernauts, and Rubiks and Discs. I think what you need is you need to have like a mounted version for every single unit. So for instance, I would say Plague Marines, maybe Plague Marines riding Beasts of Nurgle, or do you know, some sort of Nurgle creature. I know that you do have the Poxfly ones, but I don't really like the idea of them riding Poxflies or whatever. Kind of seems a bit meh. I mean, riding Beasts of Nurgle would be really cool though for Plague Marines. Each army needs to have Possessed and Chosen. And maybe one elite shooting unit. So basically, an equivalent to Hafforts. An equivalent, a mounted version of their unit. So either on Disc. Plague Marines on Seekers wouldn't make a lot of sense. Oh, not Plague Marines. Emperor's Children, sorry, on Seekers wouldn't make much sense. But Emperor's Children Chariots would be amazing in 40k. That would be beautiful. Emperor's Children Chariots, Beast of Nurgle riding Plague Marines. Juggernaut Berserkers. Then you need a Possessed unit for each faction. A Terminator unit for each faction. An elite shooting unit for each faction, except maybe with the exception of, you know, Khorne. Although that being said, Khorne has its skull cannons and stuff. You could definitely do something with that. I'm thinking... Maybe legs like this. Age of Sigmar, Nurgle as Blight Kings riding Plogue drones. They're pretty cool. I think Beasts of Nurgle aren't really fast enough to warrant being a mount. I don't think it would be about the speed. Because one, you don't really want to give Plague Marines the extra speed. Half a point of the army is it's slow. What I think you'd want to do instead is it's about basically being a very tough, very hard to get rid of melee threat. You know, a self-healing, very tough melee threat. Maybe that could, you know, do some shooting as well. Rather than being fast. At least that's how I would do it anyway. And he could have them on for flies. I don't personally, I just don't like the flies. I think they look meh. That's my very much unbiased opinion of what units it should be. Oh gosh, he's not meant to go in there. What am I doing? I'm meant to go here. No wonder it didn't want to fit. The two halves don't actually want to be very well joined together anyway. So yeah, bring that back out there. I want it. Oh, that does not want to. These armor plates on the legs do not want to be stuck. They don't have much connection points at all. Okay, don't want to give it for big claws and for legs actually. Because the big claws will get in the way compared to these much smaller claws. When I saw the new mounted detachment for Chaos Demons, I wanted to play for Plague Legion and take 12 to 18 flies. Oh. Yeah, that's like the complete opposite to me. There we go. Doing it. So you got Noise Marines for thousands for Empress Children. I guess you don't need an equivalent to Havoc's for every single faction. I guess Noise Marines are like the chosen of the Empress Children, would you say? I don't know. Maybe not. So this would go on like this anyway. So it's got a joint, so you can choose how you want it posed. Or we could just put the claws in its hands. I don't know if I want every Chaos Legion just to have every unit either. It's nice that they have their own identities. I think you want the new units to keep the same identity of the creatures, which is why, like, if Nurgle got a new unit, I would want it to be slow. Like, yeah, it's a mounted unit, but it's a slow mounted unit. It's all about just absorbing damage effectively and healing it up. Compare that to the Nurgle ones and the Khorne ones and the Slaanesh ones, which would be super fast melee threats. And then the Siege one, which is just flying wizards. They move kind of quickly because they can fly, but they're not, you know, super quick. And they're not really meant to be in melee either. They're just meant to just shoot you with psychic power. Yeah, we can do this. We can give it the big old claws. Like, if they ever released a Predator, or, do you know, a tank for Emperor's Children, I'd want it to be a Sonic tank. Basically, give the Predator some Sonic weapons doing, like, the noise Marines have. It would be perfect. Honestly, a bit surprised that Siege doesn't have a unit that teleports warp spiders. Like warp spiders. I think that's a no-brainer. That is actually surprising. I think for Thousand Suns, the mounted unit would be their chosen unit. And then you could have a possessed unit that is... Maybe the possessed unit could be teleporting. Oh, I want the Slaughter Bound for blooming World Eaters. Why don't we have a Slaughter Bound for World Eaters? That's a no-brainer. You don't need to do it. Just give us a Slaughter Bound, Games Workshop. Right, actually, is this meant to go like this? Actually correct. There's like this gap in the claw. That feels weird. Did I actually glue this? Nope. I mean, for Slaughter Brute, sorry, not Slaughter Bound. Yeah, for Slaughter Brute. Because we got the Mutilith Vortex Beast for Thousand Suns, but no Slaughter Brute for World Eaters. Like, come on, Games Workshop. I think there's a few things that they could do for World Eaters in 40k. Like, they could bring back the things like the Blood Slaughterer for them. Replace the Forge Fiend with a Blood Slaughterer, maybe. Or just have it in addition to the Forge Fiend. Chaos in general could do with a Decimator. Because they don't currently have a Redemptor equivalent. They have a something close to a Brutalis equivalent in the terms of the Mauler Fiend. There's something close to a Ballistus equivalent to the term. Actually, I guess the Defiler now is the equivalent of a Redemptor. But honestly, it's more like a mini Knight rather than a Redemptor. We need something that's cheaper than a Defiler, smaller than a Defiler, bigger than a Hellbrute, and is capable of doing both melee and shooting. And that's what the Decimator is perfect for. It would be nice, yeah. Be nice variation. Cupcake, have you... Yeah, no, the Defiler is close to a Pulsar Executioner. And even that is a stretch. The Defiler is basically a miniature knight. It's it came out at the same time, similar time to the Destria, and at the same points cost as the Destria. So literally, it's just a Destria. But obviously, it's more powerful than the Destria, so it's more points than it. I mean, if you look at its stats, it's basically knight level. It's extremely powerful melee threat. That's very similar to Lights. It's extremely tough. It's got 5+ invulnerable. It's fast. It has a massive base. Now, I don't mind World Eaters, like all of their stuff just being melee stuff. I mean, it's what they do. It's like, give them more melee stuff. Give them the Slaughter Brute, whatever it's called. Give them the... give them back their Blood Slaughterer and stuff like that. Take away the Forge Fiend. What's a Forge Fiend doing in a World Eater army? The Defiler has better shooting than most knights. It's arguably even better than they are. It's a Titanic knight, but it's 18 wounds instead of 26. That's literally the only difference. Kind of. Does it actually have a Towering or Titan keyword? Because I think that's a big difference. It doesn't actually have the firepower, I think, of most knights. Like, it's definitely got more firepower for dealing with, like, infantry than most knights. But in terms of, like, it doesn't have the volcano lance that some of them have. It doesn't have a giant plasma weapons that some of them have. Maybe if you compare them to Chaos Knights, but I don't know Chaos Knights versus Imperial Knights. I only know Imperial. But yeah, I think that what I really want them to do is, like, if they release Slangor for Empress Children, they should be big, they should be fast, they should be tough. You know, they should be basically like the Slangor in, what's it called? Age of Sigmar, I feel like. Maybe with Sonic Pistols or something, or Sonic... Oh, Sonic Flamers! That would be really cool. Belgor armed with Sonic Flamers. Slangor, sorry. Like, give them these units, but keep them within the same theme of the armies. Like, do you know, if you compare World Eater cultists to normal cultists and normal mortal units for Chaos Space Marines, The World Eater ones are just so much more dangerous in melee, for faster, for tougher, for stronger. Cultists for Emperor's Children should be, I imagine, very fast. Maybe you find a lot of power weapons amongst them. Cultists for Thousand Suns should basically be like magical batteries of a sorceress. If you take a hazardous test from a failed, if you fail, if a psychic power causes a hazardous or whatever, or you take mortal wounds from using your weird psychic effects, you can just divert it over to the cultists, or you can maybe sacrifice the cultists nearby to your sorceress to get special effects. That would be fun. 29 degrees Celsius at 10:36 AM now. Oh no, that's not good. It doesn't have a Titanic keyword, but stat-wise, it does more. The stats aren't quite as absurd as night weapons, but volume is higher, not counting double Gatling despoiler. Arguably, the Defiler should be like a knight, I guess. It's definitely big. On the battlefield, it's definitely big enough. It takes up the same space as a knight. If it was any weaker than it is right now, it would be less worthwhile taking, I feel like. Like, the old Defiler was not bad in terms of how its stats were. It was actually pretty decent. But it was just such a big model on the battlefield. Despite it being a cheapish model to buy, despite it being very few points, it just wasn't taken. It was half as many points, but it wasn't really a half as much firepower or half as much damage output. Still had a battle cannon, looming massive amounts of weapons. It just was slow. It couldn't really get over any terrain with its massive base. It was too easy to move block. And I argue that's still a massive issue with the current Defilers. They're too easy to move block. With the amount of firepower they have, it makes less. Doesn't really matter as much. And Chaos doesn't really have a decent unit, for just massive fire. Actually, I guess you got the Predators. The Predators are really good with firepower. Never underestimate a Chaos Predator. But it's hard to say what the best units are in Chaos. I'm taking way too long to build this thing. I spent... There we go. So here we go. We got this arm being put together now. We'll have the other arm. I don't know how I'm going to magnetize this to the base. I think what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to put green stuff, rocks. Well, I say green stuff. Probably melee put rocks on the model. Like I did with my Defiler. And then I can put the magnets inside the melee put. And just the magnets on the base here as well. The reason I want to magnetize it to the base rather than just glue it to the base, one, easy to paint. Two, it's there's just a massive issue with, because I want to put them in miniature display, those boxes you can get like the Jokochi ones, where you put them on a metal tray. Actually, I have no idea if the wires are meant to go that. Yeah, I think they are. I think they are. I think it's on the correct way. I can't actually remember what it's called. Jokochi, I don't know. But I want to put them on the metal trays in there, and the giant bases just take up way too much room. Or at least if I have two Defilers, I can at least interlock them if they're not on the basis. And then I can just put the magnetizer bases underneath the tray. Which works. He can be doing the Italian thing. What? That thing. Oh, yeah. One of the silliest things I read recently. Do you know when they talk about Ultramarines having, named Ultramarines having incredible plot armor? I was reading one of the books recently and it had Fashtar and his, sent an army of soul grinders to take out a Space Wolf successor chapter. Partly because he wanted to stop what Carl was doing on a planet. And the biggest soul grinder, like so big it had 4 claws instead of 2. And it was like twice as big as any other soul grinder. It dueled a single, I think it was a captain equivalent person. The captain did eventually, you know, was fighting a losing battle, but it was a very close losing battle. And then Carl was just like, go away. Throw my herb grinder. Your herb grinder. Hi, Comfy. How you doing? Oh, there we go. So what we're going to do, we're going to build both soul grinders first, or at least the base for them, get the base of the conversions done. And then I'm just going to be throwing Mod Podge at them, Milliput or whatever. Not Mod Podge, you don't have Mod Podge. You're having a slow day. Oh, I had one of those days on, was it Sunday? Oh, next day I had a hyper day. Day before hyper day. Sunday, super slow day. Monday, hyper day. But it's one of those, it's got my stomach though. My stomach goes all upset to spaghetti. And sometimes I can't always tell how upset it is until, you know, end up in the bathroom. It's just that I just know I'm feeling awful and I'm struggling to get anything done and to move. And I'm like, oh, I don't be bothered. And then I'm like, oh, I'm really ill. That's why. Chronic pain. You gotta love it. The fairs for body. You know, this is a 20-year-old model. Definitely feels like a 24-year-old model. Like with it being so... There's just gaps on it. But my gosh, this is a beautiful 24-year-old model. Look at it. Okay, now I need to actually look at the instructions to figure out this thing. Do I put on that part or do I not? Nope, I don't put that part on. Okay. So, we got a torso here. Okay, I'll just throw that screw to one side for now, break it up later. Take these bits off this one. They look so, but I love the old Skaven. They look so... Have you seen my Chud son? The Chud son whom you love? Offers Skaven models that they're doing a made to order for. I wasn't sure if this bit goes on. It does not. BRB in an hour if we're still going. For those who don't know for Chud Skaven's son. See all. There he is. My Chud son. Oh, I accidentally saved image. My Chud son, whom I love. He's on his way to McDonald's. He's gonna pick up 4 number 9s, a 62 large. Just read off the menu. Oh, Big Smoke. Love this dude. Look, it's got a little wand. A little wand of warpstone on it. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. What's this guy called again? I forget. Packmaster Squeal Gnawtooth. He's squealy cool. Ah. Squealy. Squealy cool dude. He's gonna shoot you in a ketchup tree. Squealy. Squealy cool face. He's my best friend. And I love him so much. Okay. So do these two body parts just slam together like this? Yes, they do. Look at that. Look at this ancient model. It's older than most of you. It's 24 years old, this model. Actually, I don't know if this part of the model is. I know the Defiler is. I think the Soul Grinder came a few years later based on the Defiler. That used the Defiler's lower half. Squealing, squealing Gnawtooth. He's a super, super, super cool guy. Squealing, squealing Gnawtooth. Okay, so this goes like that. And see, he looks very carnate. I can see, you know, maybe Nurgle's too chubby for this. We need to put loads of green stuff on him. And he would go like this onto here. I'm not going to glue him on. Not yet anyway. But yeah, he goes on like that. I won't glue him on just so that I've got room. Okay, that means I need to move his arm around. There you go. Give him room to get fat, you know. There we go. Yeah, give him a bit more room to get fat and chubby. We want a big old chubby one. Because he's Nurgly. Nurgle. So Nurgle. Okay. Thinking we need... Will this bit have to go like that? I think it would. Actually. I think that bit's meant to go like this. Hi, Night Parade! This model is 24 years old. Oh no, it goes like this. Okay. I don't want to actually give it the proper head it has. Because I think the head does not suit well for Nurgle. Where's its head? It's over here. I don't think that's a very Nurgle looking head. We can work with this. We can definitely green stuff. Put a load of milli put around here and then just like craft a head for it. Maybe use a spare Space Marine head as an eye. You know, because it's round. How are you doing today? Mr. Night Parade. Or Miss Night Parade. Night Parade. That's the word. Okay, we've then got its other gun. And this is where we want to start doing our first proper conversion on it. Take this. I'm going to take this. And we go with... So it goes on like that. What I want to do, I want to cut off these bowels here. And then replace the entire hand with this thing. Doing okay. Just got back from shopping. It's really hot outside today again. Yeah, it feels warm. I've not bothered checking the temperature though to see just how warm it is. I want to take these bits off. Yeah. I want bigger clippers to clip through here. And then this will want to go roughly onto this. I need to be perfect. First, we just want to glue it on. Actually, I don't think it will glue on. Not neatly anyway. Although, if I cut it further down, so it's that did not work at all. I need a saw. I do one of those plastic saws. There we go. Need to mute for a second. Nose is being bad again.
Huff word of the day. Ga. Wa.
I am muted. I'm sorry. Sorry. Ah, I muted because I needed to blow my nose and I thought I unmuted, but I didn't. Sorry about that. Oh, hi, French Puff. How long was I muted for? That's like the first time I've done I'm muted still. For an extended period of time. I'm sorry. Thank you for showing that I'm muted. Ah. I'm such a silly Billy. I could glue this on. Yeah, I'm just saying I could glue these tentacles on. But why to you, French Puff? It's nice. I have not checked the temperature today. I can't remember if I was muted when I said that. Hoping it's not too warm. But it has been warm. I keep having to put my air conditioning on. Which was a surprise after it being cool recently. Or cooler. You might be cooler. He might be freezer, but I'm cooler. Yeah, we're putting tentacles on this guy. Might be a bad idea gluing them on first. Ooh, actually. Maybe not a bad idea because it's a good way to test this. Yeah, because that's going to get in the way there. Good to know. Yeah, I want to put magnets on this thing, but I'm unsure. Like, if I have it on the base, it might just... It's a heavy model, so I want strong magnets for it, like my bigger magnet. But the issue with them is I feel like it doesn't feel very sturdy. Okay, where's the other tentacle? It's here. It's under my leg. That one's fine because it goes in front of the model. I'm not giving it a head yet because we're going to just mold that out of green stuff. Oh gosh, having her muted for like 10 minutes was not a good idea, was it? So many people left. There we go. I should figure out how to put something onto the stream so it just shows a big old mute symbol when I'm muted. Okay, yeah, these are still in the way there. I'd need to rise them up like that. Tentacles, tentacles. Okay, I'm just gonna have to hold it here for a little while. Because it's just stuck. It's stuck! Like nobody's business. But it's not stuck yet. That's the issue. It's stuck like nobody's business because nobody's business is you know, stuck. Oh, no, it's falling again. Now, if I hold it upside down. Yes, it's a bit of a mess there. But again, we'll green stuff that after gluing it. Same goes with this thing. Maybe we'll do all the sculpting tomorrow. Maybe I'll do some of it off stream just to experiment a little bit. And we've got the time. How's it going? Hi, Chaplain. How you doing? I've been muted for like 10 minutes without realising because I need to blow my nose. And then I didn't unmute. Or at least I didn't unmute properly. Oh, that wasn't fun. And now we're just gluing these tentacles onto the body. How are you doing? We've got some limbs. We got this limb half done where it's glued, isn't it? It needs green stuff. We gave it a big old gatler. Big old gatler. I love me my soul grinders. And this one's having tentacle arms. The next one we won't put the big old claws on. A little under the weather, ironically. No! Why is it ironic? Let me just turn off this thing here. The Defiler is so massive though. This is a Contemptor Dreadnought next to a Defiler. Like... that claw is as big as the Contemptor Dreadnought. Oh wait, is it ironic because it's a Nurgle stream? That would make sense. Well, that wouldn't be ironic, that would just be fitting. Okay, I'm gonna hold it in my mouth. Yeah, look at the size difference. That's a Dreadnought! Giant Space Marine. Beautiful crab. "24-year-old model, absolutely massive." Okay, there we go. So here we go. So tentacles! Yay! And big old claws. And then this arm will go here. Roughly around here. How would it fit on? It would fit on roughly like this. Actually, that's enough room to glue it on and still be able to work on everything else. Let's do that. Oh gosh darn it, this tentacle is not very well glued on. But it's heavy enough that it keeps wanting to roll over onto it every time I put this model down. Okay, so... don't breathe, there's a whole load of glue in that. Oh, the tentacle is just falling off, never mind. So there we go. Big old machine gun. The models fall into bits. It doesn't want to stay stuck together. I know you don't want to stick together, but it's your arm. You need your arms. I know you got two of the giant claw arms, but you got no shooty arms yet. You need your shooty shoots. It's half the reason you take a Nurgle Soul Grinder. It has decent shooting. It's indirect fire. Hi, can I started playing with a stream and just realised I zoned in for like 2 hours. What did I miss? We got tentacle arms that don't want to stay stuck on. Maybe I should just go for green. Maybe I should just do them with green stuff. I just don't like it when it's trying to fall apart when it's got green stuff on. I like it when it's already stuck on. The glue is dried, and then you could just work green stuff around it, strengthening the connection. So we got big old gun on one arm, big old tentacles on the other arm. We got no head for it because I don't like the head options. By options, I mean one option. It shouldn't be difficult to make the head. If we want to go for one-eyed thing, all we have to do is one green stuff blob, put lots of holes in it and stretch it out and stuff. Another green stuff blob for the bottom jaw. Put a big hole in it for where the mouth's meant to be. Then maybe make the cupcake. You would be banned. Would you ban me if I were to say you sound cute? Ooh, I don't think so. I don't know why I would ban you for complimenting me, I guess. It's not like you're being rude or anything, or lewd. That's just a nice thing to say, so thank you. There you go. I don't know how to put this down now, because if I don't hold it at this angle, it's gonna fall to pieces. Hang on. I got my magnifying glass, which has like a crocodile clip on it. Crocodile clip. Your time has finally come to be useful. That's not the correct angle. That's not the correct angle, crocodile clip. Oh no, it just fell to pieces. You could possibly put it on the back with a fence pointing up. No, I can't do that. It's fine. It's on a crocodile clip on my magnifying glass. And if I just carefully put it somewhere to dry, don't bump into it, it'll be fine. Okay, so put this guy to one side now. He's basically done for today. We've then got the other model to make. Yay! Maybe I'll give it the warp claw. I was wanting to give it this thing, but that's a bit small, I guess. Where's the other claw? Gosh, I got two of them. I could do it like that. Bunch of green stuff. Oh, wait. Oh, I could do it like this. Single arm. Oh, that could be cool. I don't know. We'll give a bunch of rockets on one side. Of a harpoon. The harpoon might be a bit big. Okay, we'll get the other one out anyway. I don't think I'm going to give this one for giant claws because, my goodness, they take up a lot of space. So both is here. Yeah, this bit is not well connected. No wonder it fell off originally. On the other one. So we'll just do the same thing. Put these two bits together. Put the leggy bits together. Ignore the giant claw. And give it the front legs it's meant to have. Do 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 do. There we go. What else have I done today? Oh, I ordered some volumizing shampoo, which is very exciting, isn't it? It's exciting for me. And I got some galaxy ice creams. Very tasty. Do you have galaxy in other countries, or is it just a UK thing? Made by the people who make Mars bars. Because I know a lot of chocolates, it's like its Milky Bar is very different if you're in the USA compared to in the UK. Oh yeah, in the USA, a Milky Way is more like a Mars bar, I guess. But in Britain, it's like a completely different thing. Like this marshmallowy creamy thing. Covered in chocolate. There we go. Oh gosh, it's just not want to stick together. There we go. Perfect. Ow. All the spiky bits at the bottom are stabbing my fingies. So that goes there. Then we want the claws. The claws. We want the little step. We don't want the little feety feet. The little steppy steps. Okay. So we now know there's numbers inside the legs. And those. So we got number 1 here, number 1 there. And Mr. Krabs. He was number 1. He was number 1. He was number 1. You know, people say that when you grow up, you realise Squidward was the good guy. I'm like, no. No, when I was a little, I thought Squidward was a good guy. But Squidward, especially in the early seasons, is a jerk. It's like... Oh gosh, my nail just cut through my glove. Squidward was a jerk. But SpongeBob, very first episode, SpongeBob wants to go to work. And Squidward purposely tries sabotaging him for trying to be a productive member of society. It's like, come on, Squidward. Then when he is working, he's just trying to be friendly to Squidward. And Squidward's just being an absolute jerk to him. Snarky and rude. It's like, he's just being friendly. I know you might not have the energy for him, but come on. If you're treating your colleagues like that, and they're just like having fun, they're just being friendly, then you think you might be the bad guy. Like, I mean, we've all been there. I'm a very introverted person. I don't like having to talk to people, but still. Not like SpongeBob. It's only in... I mean, obviously we go further into the seasons and stuff, and you get SpongeBob being an absolutely crazy person, destroying his house and stuff. But oh yeah, then you get like... SpongeBob and Patrick are just innocently playing outside on their own properties, and Squidward's just getting upset at them for being too noisy, and it's like, we're just laughing. We're just laughing! Come on! You're so rude! And then he plays his music really loudly at all hours and stuff. It's like, honestly, Squidward is a kind of nightmare neighbor if you think about it for any length of time. At least in those early seasons. Actually, I do think there's a couple of early season episodes, which, I mean, it's been years since I actually watched SpongeBob. But I think there are a couple of early season episodes where he does completely screw over Squidward. Like, oh, wasn't there like one where he's trying to sell his house? And it's like, I'm Squidward, he's Squidward, no, he's Squidward, you're Squidward, Is there any other Squidwards I need to know about? Like, meow. Oh god. And the episode where they think he's dead. But some of those, like where they completely screw him over, it's as much Squidward those theirs. As he's either trying to take advantage of them or trick them into something. Oh gosh. The further you go in, the more reasonable Squidward becomes though, and the more unreasonable SpongeBob and Patrick become. Especially Patrick. Oppositely, you kind of have, do you know Homer Simpson versus Ned Flanders? Where Homer in the early seasons, especially season 1 and 2, is an absolute jerk, especially to Ned. And to Maud. And to Marge. But he's not like the really over the top obnoxious one for the most part. Except that one episode where they even have to go to marriage counselling. And it's like the peanuts, the ones at the bottom. But then you get the jerkbutt Homer in the later seasons. I say the later seasons, the mid-seasons. And then he becomes nice again. There's a lot of good moments of Ned. There we go. Oh my gosh, it's warm today. So, where's the knife? I need the knife here. Make sure that you keep your thingies away from where you're going to do the knife work. Always put the knife away from you. Even these knives are extremely sharp, like they cut through plastic like nobody's business. If they can cut through plastic, they can cut through your skin. Having these gloves on gives me a little extra layer of protection, but not much. They're not exactly tough gloves. In fact, it kind of just makes it sometimes a bit difficult because it removes some of my sense of touch. I realise I'm not putting glue in the correct places when I put these on. There we go, that's better. Hi, Denizen of Misery, how you doing? Into the fires of the oven, into the cup of cake.
Misery word of the day, oven. Into the fires of the oven, into the cup of cakes.
No! Actually, that doesn't sound too bad. You know, become a little nice cupcake. Or if you should become cupcake mages. We're making soul grinders. Currently, we've got a soul grinder just hanging on a crocodile clip so that it dries properly. But this is the lower body. It's doing that Italian thing. I'll do for you for mem. Where you like with a big old claw. It's a 24-year-old model, by the way. It's from 2002. It's as old as your mum. Do 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 na 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 na. Da 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 da. There was spaghetti people, where spaghetti as can be. I'm wondering if I can fit this harpoon on the model. It looks cool. Where was spaghetti people? Where was spaghetti buns? Yeah, this is a bit out of shape. We could do this. That fits a bit better, I guess. Yeah. It's as old as you. It's as old as you, my goodness. You're old. Space Marine 2 just had Salamanders and Deathwatch update. Yeah, and a PvP updates or something, wasn't it? We were looking at it earlier on stream. I don't really know much about it. The Salamander stuff looked cool. Oh, the Raptors as well. I'm pretty certain there was Raptors in there. Looked pretty cool. Not Raptors as in for Jump Pack. Chaos Space Marines. There was an occult sorcerer, I guess, in Terminator armor. But Raptors as in, you know, the chapter referred to as Raptors for tactical Marines. I find it funny that people complain about how tactical a lot of Space Marines are. But for years, people were complaining that Space Marines weren't tactical. Obviously, it's not always the same people making both arguments, but it's you've got two groups of people. You've got more than one group of people. Salamander skin is Vulcan Hestam with a multi-motor. Ooh, that's cool. I like multi-motors. That's what we were using. Was it a multi-motor or was it just a motor rifle? I think it was a multi-motor when we were playing the game. And I refused to use anything else because it's a good weapon. Oh, I better got an Inferno pistol that absolutely sucked. I wish the multi-motor hit as hard as like it does in the board game. Although I guess it would lose its utility against infantry. I hit the like button, Cupcake. Thank you. Everyone should hit the like button. Everyone, ever. Tell everyone in the world to hit the like button. 1 billion likes. Morty. 100 years, Morty. Rick and Morty, 100 years. There we go. Again, I want this to try taking up as little space as possible. As massive as a model as it is. My Nurgle army is just filled with walkers that will take up way too much room. As 2 hell boots. 2 venom crawlers. And 2 soul grinders, plague hooks in it. And venom crawlers are not on small bases, they're pretty big bases. And obviously soul grinder bases are massive, if the same as a defiler. Which only makes sense. I added a lot accurate melter gun too as a side grade. Ooh, that's cool. Maybe I'll go back and play the game then. That is something that could get me to load up the game. Everything they've done. That being said, I think I would suck with it if I'm like playing by myself. With just the bots in. Although they did say they fixed the bots. Or say people have said that they fixed the bots, so the bots are more effective if you're doing single player now. Which would be very nice if that's true. You know? Well, the melter gun was kind of good for just cleaning out the hordes. I hope all of the melter weapons have a side grade to make them lore accurate. If I say lore accurate, make them board game accurate. I don't care about lore accuracy. Make them board game accurate. It should be one-shotting any enemy that's not the size of a Carnifex or bigger. Or tougher. Like, up close against a Terminator, melter gun wins. Unless a Terminator's force field is standing. Actually, wait, the Terminators don't really have their force fields, do they, in the board game, in the game? Absolute difficulty is fun, but then again, I do play like 600 hours on this game. Do you do it by yourself at absolute difficulty? Because I remember I couldn't really play it by myself and for harder difficulties, or struggled to more accurately. I mean, I'm obviously trying to play it when you're not leveled up your characters is going to make it a bit more difficult to begin with. But, you know. Oh, wait, I can read that. That says, So, O, Lu, Gu, Ra, E, no, I, E, N, I'm fine, can you believe it? Da. Solo grindo. Solo grindo. Solo grindo. I have no friends. I must grind by myself. Ooh. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, nope, that's fine. Not missing anything. I can just put this thing on it. Do 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 do. Na 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 na. I wonder if I'm meant to like clip it into here. Rather than resting it on those parts, it's meant to just click between them. So you can see there's like little squares where it rises. Nah, I can't clip between them. Not wide enough. Oh, well maybe it can slide underneath them. No, never mind. Oh. Yeah, I grinded by myself in that game. Never got into the absolute difficulty, but I don't know. The issue with trying to do the harder difficulties I found is that the bots at the time did absolutely no damage to any boss that appeared. So anything that had a health bar effectively appear, like they couldn't damage it. Literally, I tested it so much, and the health bar was not moving in the slightest. Even when I put it down to like, you know, one shot should kill it. And that's the thing that just absolutely destroyed the game for me. Just bots not being able to do anything or be helpful in the slightest. Two minutes. It was especially annoying against any sort of effect. Like, do you know when I've got my melter gun? Because I like playing for heavy with a multi-melter. And, you know, you're out of ammo. You got nothing to get more ammo with. And you get attacked by a neurophobe. Not a neurophobe. Wait, is it a neurophobe? No, it's not. It's the other big old zoanthrope that has a health bar. No, yeah, it was a neurophobe because it's a neurotyrant. That's the other thing. And it's just flying about with its force field and stuff. And then you can't hit it because you're out of ammo. And your allies won't hit it. Or, you know, your allies can't damage it. Ravenous just one combo you in absolute stun lock you all the while because the death hates you. Oh yeah, the Ravenous were like that even without absolute. I remember being attacked once by a Ravener and it just instantly killed me. Oh, do you know where you manage just about survive a Ravener? But you don't get any health back from beating it. And that's the annoying thing. It's like, okay, I just lost all my health and I don't get any health back by beating it. That's just not fun. Six Chaos Spawn is in your face is never fun. I can't remember the Chaos Spawn being a particularly bad fit, but I think I only played on the mid difficulties and the low difficulty. When I was grinding, sometimes I'll just grind the low difficulties out. Because at least then I wasn't having to restart every so often. I also just didn't like the grind. I really don't like those types of games of the grind. They make me not want to play it rather than want to play it more. Like Skyrim, one of my most top played games. Did I ever grind in Skyrim? I mean, sometimes. But you never have to grind in Skyrim. And that's a cool thing about it. In fact, you can still get some of the best armors in the game without having ever to level up. Oh gosh, if you know where to look, that is. I just make it yourself. Although then you do have to grind out blacksmithing and that sucks. But not so much as trying to grind in Blooming Space Marine 2. Okay, has this guy dried now? I think he's dried. So this is what we've done for one of them. We've obviously not green stuffed him up, not got any melee put on him, which we are going to. We're going to make him big and tubby, big old face. Oh no, this arm fell off. Ugh. There you go, you can go on your body. We got to do the same with the other guy too. It would be like this. Oh. Nice work, Cupcake. Thank you. I don't know if I ever had to do... Obviously, for lower difficulties, things aren't going to be as difficult. Okay, where did it go? It was that piece. Where did that piece specifically go? I know it was falling off originally. Ah, here it is. It fell off. This bit. Wants to go around here. I want to go to the ballet. You know where they've got the little bears going around with the little cars. They go do 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 do. That's a Simpsons joke. Air conditioner. Okay, so we got a big old body again to make. I want to try going for the actual soul grinder head here. We could do. We could do. Might be nice. I could try sticking a demon head to it. That might be fun. Okay, now this harpoon does feel a bit too large for this arm. So, other options are big old melter gun thing. Could work. What else do we have here? We could just stick rockets to its side. We could always stick these onto its back. I swear if there's another weapon I had gotten out that was pretty cool. Where is it? I had 4 barrels. 4 barrels. Okay. That's not that one. It was one of these anyway. This could work. Is it smaller than significantly smaller? Cut off the bottom bits. Stick it into there. Yeah, I like that. I thought maybe a multi-motor one would make... No. We got the flame launcher as well on this thing. Yeah, I don't know if I want to bother sculpting 2 heads. So it might just be easier to go with the actual soul grinder head for one of them and then just like build up some flab around it. Or just sculpt around the giant maw it's got. Because it shouldn't be too hard to sculpt. What I'm thinking of with the sculpting is basically just throw all of the flesh on. Very wet down melee put. And then I'll do a rough like belly shape and stuff, rough chest shapes. We'll do poke a hole for a belly button and then just like throw a whole load of texture onto it. Maybe cut to open like one side of its belly. Spray it open so it can have guts pouring out, intestines. And then just like build up just the modelling putty onto it. Throw all sorts of I don't know, just throw all sorts of stuff at it. You could do everything. There we go. That should stick together nice and neatly now. And we will just throw all of that stuff rubbish into here. Throw all of this rubbish into there. And look at that! There's another body! Yeah! I got nobody to call my own. How do I make my own version of Hunger and Slake? When I do my Terminators. I don't know what Hunger and Slake is. Is that like weapons? Or like chainswords? I'd guess just give them chain access. If we can get food of one thing it might be good for is if you want to wait. One day we might get proper Red Butcher Terminators in plastic. All that Chaos Terminator parts do have a bunch of power weapons and stuff. We could always get Khorne Berserker chain access. Cut off just the hands, and then cut off the hands of a Terminator, and then put the hands of the the Khorne Berserker hand of a chain axe onto the arm. They are chain claws. Tibrus or Red Awake cast. Oh, okay. In which case, you just want to do. Oh, so the fingers are chainsaws. Is that it? Or is it just like power fists with a chain on the bottom? Space shot guy, chain claws. Yeah, Cacarodon. Cacarodons is a space shark. And it's Tibrus for Red Awake. If it's chain fingers, I don't know how you'd do them. What I'd do is I'd look up proxies, like Tibrus or Red Awake proxies on Etsy and eBay and see if you can find any there. That was fairly recent. I remember rumours on him getting a mini once. Didn't he actually have a Forge Road mini at one point? I wouldn't be surprised if he got a Black Library miniature at some point. Which again, you'll probably be able to find on eBay once it's released. Depends if you want to go fully with Games Workshop plastic. If you do go for 3D printed proxies and stuff though, you'd have to use super glue. Plastic glue won't work on it. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I'll cut off those bits. The other big old ear things. Okay, where is the big gun? I wanted this gun. So how would this go onto here? I'd imagine this side. If it's that side, all the ammo would fall out. And I could put it. Nah, we'll go underneath. We'll go over the top. Over. So we'll cut off these bits on the bottom anyway. I don't know if I've made any of the chain claws in Warhammer. I know that you have power fists, you know, for Terminators that have claw, that have chain blades on the underside of them. And you can always just use them. Chain fists, so whatever they're called. Okay, so we got that. And then we'll probably want to cut it off here. The glue in there.
I'm making spaghetti and meatballs. Spaghetti emoji.
Nice! Spaghetti and meatballs! There have been rumours he might have crossed the Rubicon to become a Primaris. If true, he might get a new model soon. That would be nice. We are slowly getting back all of the old models into the game, it feels like. Slowly. But we're doing it. Bit by bit. Like with the White Scars characters and stuff. I imagine they want to do all the founding chapters first though. And obviously Templars. Because Templars are the big one. Outside of the founders. Okay, so we'll hopefully have something like that. And we can put loads of green stuff around this to flesh it all up. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do for this other arm though, for this thing. Oh, her other arm. Its other arm. It's a demon. But unborn. I made myself a meat lover's pizza. Oh, that's what I do when I make pizza. I usually put things like sausage and chicken and bacon on it. Super healthy pizza, you know. I give diesel for crust. Is crust, pizza crust healthy for dogs? Like, it's very wheaty. I don't really know what dogs can have, to be honest. I've never owned a dog. I have cats. And their diets are very restrictive. Almost as restrictive as mine. Actually, very similar to mine in terms of what they can and can't eat. You know, I'm not beating the cat allegations anytime soon, am I? Okay, we'll leave that there to dry then. That's fine. Okay, what do I want to do for the other arm? I don't want to go more tentacles. We could go for chainsaw this time round. Although, if we do, I think we'd definitely need to just fully green stuff it on. Now, that chainsaw is very heavy. Oh, I could warp claw it. Could go for these claws as well. But these claws are kind of on the small side. Yeah, too small. In a way, second founding chapters could be considered original chapters since they were made by splitting the legions. True. But they're not actually founding ones, because like if you look at Black Templars, their founding chapter is Imperial Fists. Although technically the Imperial Fists were had a second founding. Because they all got wiped out and it was the Black Templars mostly, and I think like Crimson Fists and stuff that brought them back. You know, giving a bunch of spare gene seed and soldiers over to the Imperial Fists. could just put this here. Big old chainsaw arm. Nah, I don't like the look of that in the end. I could have given the big old claw he's meant to have. Could have given the warp claw that's here, which is pretty nice. Could have given the sword. Half a hand. Big old hand. Give a hand! I'm really not sure about this guy. Oh, I've not put this bit on the back yet. The engine exhaust things. I feed Diesel scrambled eggs with blue buffalo and a slash of beef bone or chicken broth. Whoa. That's a spoiled doggo. We mostly give our cats pre-packaged food. It's like special ordered in pre-packaged food that's expensive and frozen and stuff. Because they're spoiled kitty cats. And they told us, you know, we can't give them meat and stuff. You know, human foods, because it makes them ill. Big old gun. So yeah, that's going to be made looking better with green stuff. We might have to do a bit of a long stream tomorrow. Although I might get one of them done tomorrow with the sculpting and stuff. As I said, I might do some sculpting off stream just so, you know, I have an idea of what I'm doing. And I'm ready. So I'll keep that held there. I could just give him the proper power claw he's meant to have. I feel like he's got a head that he's meant to have already. And the claws at the front that he's meant to have. I don't want to go too basic. Ooh, actually. Idea. I got all these things I was going to use for intestines and stuff. But what if I like have one of these claws and they're just coming out the claw end? Oh, that could be cool actually. I like that idea. Good job, Cupcon. Amazing ideas. I have to cut this bit off. We've got the shoulder. The shoulder goes like that onto the model anyway. Oh gosh, the entire arm of this side's falling off. I do wonder if a new army, if a new Space Marine Codex would be cool. If they did add something a bit more for like choosing what chapter you're going to go with. Like maybe they'll have minor detachments that were specifically like chapter based. Or like they'll have 5 different army rules. Or do you know each of the starting legions you can play as? Your founding chapters. So you'd have like White Scars, Ultramarines. They have your basic army rule, your Oath of Moment, but then you have White Scars, which would be something about speed, moving fast. Salamanders having like special things of a torrent weapons or something, and motor guns. always count as being within half range of multi-melters. +1 strength to torrent weapons. Raven Guard. I don't know what they would do actually. Maybe everyone has the stealth special rules since that's kind of worthless now. Although honestly, it would be a terrible army rule if everyone gets stealth. With how worthless it is. We got all of this stuff. Okay, so if I'm attaching these, I think I'll definitely want to green stuff it. Well, that looks cool. But yeah, I'll definitely cut off this claw here. Yeah. Cut off the gears because they're just in the way. But what we'll do is we'll cut off these bits around here. Would Raven Guard be difficult to hit? So, oh, they could have them +1 to their... no, +3 inches to their or -3 inches to the detection range on all troops. That would be good. On all their infantry, or just on all units in general. But I think it would only affect infantry with how the detection rule works anyway. What other chapters are in the, you know, if they don't have their own codex? What you're building? Soul grinders as play coats. So I'll do lots of green stuff here on Milliput. And same on this side. Actually, could I just glue these two bits together? No, I don't think so. Oh, wait, I just had an idea. In the middle of it, I could put parts of the other soul grinder head there. The other long teeth it has. But yeah, okay, this is something, this is actually probably what I'll work on off stream tomorrow. I'll make this and just, you know, testing out my green stuffing skills. But we've made 2 of them so far. We've made the bodies for 2 of them so far. So we've got this guy. Comes off. That's the body. He's doing the Italian pose. That's the tasty meatball. None of it, we're going to do a green stuff head for this one. And we're going to, you know, add a lot of tubbiness because it's for Nurgle. We're making plague hooks, so we'll green stuff around here to make that work, green stuff around here to make that work. Make it a big tubby and flabby, have some intestines spilling out. You know, for good stuff. Oh yeah, Imperial Fist, there we go. Imperial Fist could maybe get a cover bonus to be on theme with their Siegecraft. Ooh, that's true. They could do what some of the other rules have, where they get +1 to their armor save if they're in cover. By the way, if you want a giant defiler-sized monstrosity, or even something that with some conversions you could proxy as a defiler, and it's like half the cost. So grinders. They still exist. Also, you get loads of spare skulls and stuff and spikes. Okay, so this goes onto there like that, like that. Yeah. That looks a bit like the Night Lord symbol almost. Yeah, so we'll have a bunch of fleshy things put here. Some here too. Yeah, lots of melee put. Probably need lots of water for it as well. But as far as the shoulder goes, it should be able to just go on like that. And then this goes on like that. So yeah, that'll be its arm. Actually, it might be worthwhile gluing the arm on. But yeah, this is the body for the other one. We gave this one giant quad cannon, which we're going to fleshy up. And this is its leg. We didn't give the big claws on this one. How did I forget the Imperial Fist, though? That's like the worst one for me to forget. I'm really a daughter of dawn if I forget that they exist. Oh yeah. Come on. It doesn't want to go on now. There we go. We're just about fits. That arm is almost clicking with that leg. There we go. So, this looks like it'll be a lot of green stuffing work, but we'll do it anyway. That'll be really nice. Very Nurgle. Actually, maybe we can do that. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. So then it'll have these bits coming on out over here like blah, blah. Soul grinders are cool. The house are absolutely massive. Like, this has got to be one of the most massive. Like, look how big it is. That's like. Where's that Contempt to Dreadnought gone? But for comparison, Dreadnought. They need to make soul grinders faster. There should be 10-inch movement. Then they'll be like 250 points. Oh gosh. Yeah, my Nurgle list is really weird. It's it's a Night Lord Nurgle list, so obviously it's got to be somewhat weird. There's the Space Marine stuff, by the way. Look at that. That's cool stuff. But yeah, you want my 2,000 points Nurgle list. Sorcerer Terminator armor with orbs of a knife with pack-bound zealots. This just gives mortal wounds to anybody nearby, effectively in the fight phase. Dreamer Raid! Oh no! God,
Dream
now we're
raid.
going to need a double raid. Big love hearts to everybody. I'm Cupcake Conjurer in name and profession. First name Cupcake, second name Conjurer. How you all doing? Goob raid, Dreamer raid. We're looking at an army list right now. It's got loads of stuff in. We've been building these two things here for soul grinders. And this is one of them. Ow, you threw a bike at me. What the heck? Hello, Paladin Stem. Hi, Isaac Art. Hello, Briar. Hi, TA. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? How was the stream? How was Dino Blade? We're talking about for earlier. And how you were playing it. Look at that. So this is what we're building. Big old spidery dude. His body comes off. Tomorrow we're going to be putting loads of modelling putty on this to make him all tubby. We're going to make him a discard mod. And his intestines are going to be pouring out because he's not taking good care of them. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, and we're going to use this stuff. So he's got like a big old splurgy claw. Like, ugh. I beat the boss, but turns out there are more bosses. Oh my gosh. It's Dark Souls all over again. And here's that other one. This guy doesn't have a head because we're going to be making that one purely from modelling putty. We've got to scoop that head together. And look, he's doing the Italian pose. I think she almost Dino Elden Lord or something. And this guy's got tentacly arms. And a big old Gatling cannon. And look at that. Italian. He's on me today. And again, we're going to be putting loads of modelling putty on this tomorrow. So that he'll become a modelling putty we use something called Milliput, which is literally military putty, which is from military hobby figures. Wargaming. Nothing to do with the actual military. And the other one is called green stuff because it's made out of red and blue stuff. And when you mix it together, it becomes green stuff. And then it dries. Solid resiny thing. Epoxy. Epoxy. But what I'll do is we'll find someone else to raid. We'll find someone like Iskohaku raid. I'm going to go and rest because it's 2 a.m. Good. Oh yeah, sleep, Raya. Sleep. 2 a.m. for you. Everyone else as well. Go and sleep. Oh, there's Penumbles live. He's playing Enfield in the Waifu Factory. What do you want? Do you wanna see Ark Knight's Enfield, or do you wanna go and see Baldur's Gate 3? Which one do you prefer? What do you guys want to raid into? Here we got 2 of these big old dudes. These guys are cheap. I mean, you say they're cheap as far as Warhammer goes. They're like online only, but you can still find shops that will sell them a bit cheaper than normal. They're very big models. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna store them. Oh, hi Tony, how you doing? We're wondering about if we're gonna raid into Ark Knights or Baldur's Gate. I'll go and say we'll raid into add a reader. We'll raid into Pen. Pen's fun. Yeah. Save. There we go. You're doing pretty well. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing well. I'm doing well too. Ow. Sorry for noise in my ears. So do a cupcake raid. Here we go. We're raiding into Penumble. He's a guy who does the news in 60 seconds. Yo, VTuber news in 60 seconds. There we go. So raid into Penumble. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Remember to take care of yourselves and be kind to others and vice versa. Work hard but play harder. Eat good food. Sleep well. Do my cupcakes but don't eat my cupcakes and friends of food. Bye everyone, and big enough thoughts to you all. And do either Dreamer Raid or Cupcake Raid or Google Raid or whatever. And don't forget to like the stream. Love you all.